Some things are worth hiring out. I made a video in the past about cutting my own hair. That's something that I've done ever since I was about 19 years old. I've cut my hair most of the time. You can get a set of trimmers for about $20, and it's kind of hard to find a haircut for that price. And with the trimmers, you can have unlimited haircuts. There's also a sense of confidence in being able to do things yourself, like cut your hair or make your clothes or grow food or any number of other things. But there are also a lot of advantages to the specialization of our economy, like asking other people to harvest things that don't grow in your area. I like coconuts on occasion, so let's buy a coconut. I didn't grow that myself. I think it's a good idea to grow skills, to grow a lot of them, to learn how to do as many things as possible yourself, because it changes the nature of your choice related to that thing. Right now, I am choosing whether to go out and get a haircut. If I did not know how to cut my own hair, I would not be choosing whether to go and get a haircut in the same way. I would be choosing which of the various places to get my haircut, or maybe not to get my haircut at all. But now, because I know how to cut my own hair, I'm choosing whether or not to outsource that. You can't choose whether or not to outsource something unless there's a realistic possibility that you can do it yourself. That qualitative distinction with choices is something that I've talked about in the past on this channel. I really like how my choices change based off of my abilities. Choices are always between alternatives. If you expand the number of alternatives that you have more choice. And in terms of the material choices, the physical, economic choices, I think it's important to be able to do things yourself, even if it's ugly. I mean, if I give myself a haircut, you'll be able to tell for a few days. I like to joke that the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut is about 2 weeks. And typically I just endure those 2 weeks of self-inflicted bad haircut until it kind of grows in and the edges soften, and then it's fine. I'm not great at it, but I can do it. And that's cool. The reasons I am choosing to outsource this haircut is because Jake, the barber, is significantly better at it than I am. And his price is very reasonable. And for that price, I feel like I'm going to get something better than I can produce myself. To me, that looks worth it. I look at that and I'm not held over a barrel. I could choose to not get a haircut done by somebody else. And this one's good. So I'm gonna go get a haircut.
My granddad was a barber, so I gave her a shot and I was pretty good at it and been doing her since.
Check out Jake's Barbershop on Facebook.
Yeah, come on by.
Learning to take care of yourself is a good thing. It is honorable to desire these skills. I'd even go so far as to say that it's a moral obligation for people to develop as much capacity and freedom as they can handle, as they are capable of achieving. It's a little bit like an obligation to get as much education as possible. It's not good to be stagnant, but just because you're capable of doing something doesn't mean that you have to do it alone. It is not okay to remain dependent, but it is okay to ask for help. And even a good thing. My father-in-law has spent much of the last 20 years confined to a wheelchair, and he, as a minister in our church, gave a really beautiful talk called Giving the Gift of Receiving. We talk a lot about the virtues of being able to give to others, but in order to give, someone needs to be on the receiving end. It is okay to ask for help, and it's okay to receive it. In fact, in some ways, that can actually be a gift to the one giving help. There's a really neat idea once expressed by Benjamin Franklin that if you want to develop a good relationship with your neighbors, ask them for a favor. If you ask someone for a favor, it creates a different social dynamic than giving favors always, because people have a natural sense of reciprocity. So if you offer to help someone else, they feel obligated. But if you ask someone for a favor, then they feel that they can count on you through that reciprocity, that you owe them something. It's an easier position for them to be in. And so if you want to get to know your neighbors and get them to like you and start to develop a relationship with them, sometimes asking them for a favor is a great first step. Anyway, these are some thoughts about dependence and hiring out, and when it's okay to outsource a task that you are capable of, because you can get something better somewhere else. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. What things are you capable of that you hire out, that you ask for help in? Is it economic? Is it social? Is it something else? Is it just that you don't have time? If you enjoyed this video, I have a couple of links to videos on very similar topics down below. I encourage you to learn all you can, to develop skills, and to become a more independent and capable human being. I also encourage you to ask for help when you need it.